Good morning. Got a cool shirt from a customer. It says "Got Love." On the back has all these "Love thy neighbors," all the different kinds of neighbors. The black neighbors, the white neighbors, the racist neighbors, the gay neighbors, the transgender neighbors, the whatever. All the neighbors. All the neighbors. Love thy neighbor. So, I put all of my feelers out that I possibly could for the mission. And, getting a lot of looks like, if there were looks online, like internet looks, like I'm getting a lot of looks like. And then I'm getting a lot of looks that are like, overly ambitious. Well, may or may not come as a surprise, but I've been told that my whole fucking life. I can't help it. Whenever I get inspired to do something, there's not much that's going to stop me from trying. And the mission is a inspiration to me because it'll make people laugh. Ha ha ha. That's something that's really terrible. And that's important because laughter is good medicine. Now, I appreciate the aftermath. I think it's awesome. But it is depressing. You want a box of tissues whenever you watch it. I've only seen 2 episodes, and in one of them, everyone's crying. You know what? We're all still here. The ones that got out, there's people still in there, yeah. And the aftermath is great. Hopefully people will leave. But those of us that are out, we got out. We're still here. We've got a life. We don't have a BP. We don't have targets. We don't have a quota. You know, we're not walking the streets for 16 hours anymore. We're not sleeping on the floor. We're not sleeping in a dirty closet. We're not scrubbing the floors with mineral oil. I'm on my soapbox here in the morning. Machin, it ain't right, but que sera, sera. And not everyone sees eye to eye, because not everyone's the same height. That's a Cajun humor there for you. I mean, I can't see eye to eye with you. You're 6'2". It's funny. You get support from people like, like, oh, if you can get this, then we'll back you up. You get that. It's like, oh shit. Now we're gonna backslide, a little bit. It's a little ambitious. Well, I'll shoot the fucking thing on my phone if I have to. It may turn out horrible. Whatever. or I may not shoot it at all. Because I'm tired. But there's a good quote. If you're tired, rest. Don't quit. So, it's good advice, I think. If you're tired, rest. Don't quit. So, some of the videos that I upload, people aren't interested in. I'm not talking about all the fucked up Scientology. But there's quite a few. That's why I don't have a lot of subscribers, because I don't sit here and talk about Scientology all the time. It's not something that's on my mind all the time. People have questions, I'll answer them. Sometimes I have to do a little research. I like the Kaiva Ghost stuff, you know, talking about psychological aspects. It's all stolen stuff, you know. There are mosquitoes and flies all over the place. There are so many definitions in this book. Here's a definition that's stolen from Buddhism and Taoism, but it's, since Hubbard fancied himself a nuclear physicist, he attributes Western words to Eastern concepts, so as to not sound like he's taking it word for word. But importance, definition, is mass. In thinkingness, the act of thinking, when you say importance, you mean mass. This is related to the Taoist and Buddhist concept. Whatever it is you think tends to expand. And the act of thinkingness is that expansion. So in Scientology, when you say you're putting too much importance on that, you're saying you're thinking too much about whatever it is. So, I do declare I will take that advice and rest. And not quit. There's a word that I use to describe people in LA when I worked there that hung around celebrities that were just trying to ride the coattails. And I want to stress something. The reason that I was the FSM was because I don't give a fuck who you are. I don't care. A person is a person. And just because someone may have some sort of status doesn't give them the right to treat me like I'm a less than, don't talk to the help kind of stuff. And that carries on over into real life with celebrities that aren't Scientologists. That's a big reason why I was the FSM. FSM's field staff member, and that's the person who gets people in. But Melrose was a CC project, and it was designed to get celebrities and their ilk and their friends, and actually move some of the celebrities that they didn't want on lines at CC to Melrose. Some of their troublesome particles, aka people. And and when I say I truly don't care, I don't. I don't care who you are. There's a song that I haven't finished yet, but it's about a friend, just a generic friend, you know. And it's called "Treat Me Like a Friend." And if someone is acting like a friend, is talking like a friend, you know, the whole walks like a duck, talks like a duck. Sometimes it ain't a duck. Sometimes it's some imposter. Ever had someone you thought was a friend but wasn't? Of course. It tends to happen a lot more when you're around celebrities and those types of people who have attention coming at them all the time. It's a real shame because celebrities should be in therapy all the time as far as I'm concerned, because the amount of attention that they get is difficult sometimes to cope with. You got people that want your opinion on things. You got people that want help from you. You got people that think that you have some sort of really deep advice on how they got to where they are. A lot of times they just got lucky. Sometimes it's the talent plus the luck. Sometimes it's nepotism. Scientology values their celebrities a lot. And to be able to show in the mission just exactly what links they go to, it's not unlike someone who leaves that's a prominent member and gets followed around and stalked and stuff. It happens to active celebrity Scientologists. And I'm not sure if you guys ever caught any of Helena Ulintz's videos. Because of some of her issues she was having as a result of Scientology and some other things, probably. People didn't know how to take her. People didn't understand whether she was legit or not. She was also getting fair game in the comment section, if you could say that. If she claims that she was being fair game in real life. This fly is driving me nuts. Shoe fly. So there's people who leave Scientology who aren't in great mental shape, obviously. But it's the ones that can sort of glue themselves together quickly, whether that's a lasting solution or not, that are, let's say, easier to show. This person was in, now they're out. Look how happy they are. In reality, it's a mess when you leave for quite some time. And why isn't that shown? I don't know. Someone made a comparison when I put my message out to the groups of VetTV, because there's some really, obviously, some fucked up things that happen in war. And when the veterans come back, you know, it's just like life's a little unreal. So they made a TV channel for these guys and gals, and they show all of this horrible, despicable, disgusting behavior. They're in a war zone, and they're trying to cope, and they're killing people, and they're essentially raping people and having sex and paying for sex, but it's really kind of rape. And but they do it in a comedic fashion. This might sound crude, crass, uncaring, but to those that have experienced it, and even to those outside looking in, it sheds some real clarifying light on how did you survive that, which is a popular question. How did you believe that? How did you do that? Why did you do that? There's people that say, oh, I don't feel sorry for anybody who fell for that stupid cult. Everybody who is in Scientology deserves what they got. Okay? I'll make the comparison strictly on PTSD because it is very common among exes. People who come back from the war generally have PTSD if they saw any kind of, combat. Even if they didn't. Some of the bases and stuff were just really, really fucked up things happening for a long period of time with no breaks. And same thing happens on the staff in the Sea Org, and even as a public. I draw no distinctions between those three. I don't wear my staff experience as a badge to say, oh well, like to say to public, oh well, you just don't know because you weren't staff. No, they're just as much a victim as a staff member, and anyone who was formerly SO who makes comments like, oh well, that's bad, but it wasn't a Sea Org. Well, you know what? Invalid. It's all bad. And yes, it's different, but it's the same philosophy. There are mission holders that don't apply the tech as maliciously as some others. But even if you apply it mildly, like a namby-pamby panty-waist dilettante, it's still real fucked up. So I take a big breath in. And let it out. Every morning. Several times. Why do I keep trying? Because I want to help. I still have friends in Scientology. I don't have family, thank God. But I have some really awesome friends in Scientology. They're brainwashed. But there's a person in there that I know. And then there's a person in there that they don't even know. They don't even know how special they are. Because Scientology makes you feel like such a piece of shit. Worthless. And all, it's all you can do to just sort of contribute to the cause. And hope you don't end up in ethics and just keep your way going up the bridge. So yeah. I've learned that ambition is not something that